hang on a second. We have some funny stories getting pulled over, I think, if you were with me.
Which
Do you remember
time?
well, there's a few that stick out. So, and I might get these stories mixed up. There was one I remember right by here, which the cop pulled up next to us in his car, didn't get out of his car. Wait. I'm pretty sure you're here for this. No, he pulled in behind us. I think it was because we were tooling around. Me and maybe Dan was in the car in front of me. There was 2 cars. There was multiple people in with me too. I get pulled over because I think we were just making a lot of racket. Didn't really do anything yet. But the cop pulls in, runs out of his car, runs up to the passenger seat, just goes, "What the F are you guys doing? Stop acting like a bunch of a-holes." And then you can hear that, like he's getting a call on his thing. And he's like, "Oh, damn it." He goes, "You guys are lucky. You're getting lucky today." Yeah. And he just runs back to his car, hops in his car, pulls up next to us, yells something again through his window as he's up next to us in his car, and then goes to pin it. But he's in like a wet spot or something. Oh, no. And he just starts burning out. Yeah. And not moving anywhere. And we're just looking at him and he's looking back at us, burning out after he just yelled at us.
That's incredible.
And then finally he takes off after what felt like forever.
Do you think that he thinks back in that moment and goes, maybe they thought I meant to do that and I'm just a really cool cop? Or maybe, do you think he knows he messed up and you guys
immediately,
it?
I'm pretty sure you'll have to ask Dallas. I think it was Dan in the car with me. We were dying.
Yeah, I would be dying.
Because we were just like
cop burned out next
looking
to
at him, just waiting for him to take off and he's just burning out, just stuck in place. Are there other times that you remember getting pulled over with me?
With you, not many, no. I got pulled over with Dan a couple times. I got pulled over with Dylan a couple times. Dan made me get pulled over one time. We were next to each other on the turnpike, which is a long stretch of road that's pretty much straight and cars always race on it. That's where we had our like car meets back in the day. Yep. And I was next to Dan, and that was when I had the Audi, the A4, which looked just like his S4, which he still has.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And we were just driving next to each other because we had the same car and we thought it was cool and we were friends. We're like, "Hey, what's up?" And this cop was behind us and he pulls me over and he goes, "You guys are about to race." And I was like, "Okay, what is this, Minority Report? You can't arrest me for something I haven't done yet." He goes, "You guys were about to street race." And I'm like, "Well, how do you know?" And he goes, "Because you were lining up." And I was like, "We were just driving next to each other." And he goes, "Okay, well then you guys were blocking traffic." And I was like, "I was in the right lane. How can I be disrupting traffic?" He goes, "All right, get out of here." So that was a fun one.
Well, I got pulled over because of Dan one time too on 66.
He does that to people.
He was in the S4. I was in my Evo. I just got it tuned with the exhaust on, so I was all pumped up on it. And yeah, we went flying down 66. We get to where F40, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Where the F40 is, and there's a cop sitting there waiting for us. Dan saw him ahead of time, so Dan pins it and keeps going.
Oh God.
I stop at the stoplight and then take off like bat out of hell. And that was when I got my reckless driving ticket. Jeez. Because the cop, it was somebody that, one of the cops that was in town that we all knew who everybody was.
Yeah.
And he goes, he just pulls me over right in the Dunkin' Donuts parking lot. Didn't put his lights on or anything. Just pulled in behind me. I pulled in the parking lot. I got out of my car. He got out of his, and he goes, "What was that?" And I go, I just put an exhaust on. I just wanted to try it out. And he goes, "I saw you stop to the light. I clocked you at 100. Didn't think it was right, so I quickly clocked you again, and it said 140.
Hey guys, holiday season, so we're giving stuff away. If you spend $200 or more at tour.themotoacademy.com, sign up for a class. We just dropped a bunch of new tour dates on the website. Sign up for a class or spend $200 or more on apparel, and we're going to toss in signed gear. By signed gear, I mean pants. We've got pants every single color. I'll attach a note with the race that I wore them at and the story behind them. We've got butt patches on some of them. Super cool stuff. Tossed in with orders, $200 or more. Tour.themotoacademy.com. Back to the video.
Oh God. So he's right. It wasn't right.
And I was like, yeah, that doesn't sound right.
Should have trusted the radar the first time.
That doesn't sound right. So yeah, that's when I got my reckless driving ticket.
I can't believe you actually gave you a ticket. I mean, it makes sense. They should have given you a ticket.
I should have got towed and arrested and the whole deal. And I just got a reckless driving, which turned out to be a big old pain in the neck. Because at that age, like I'm pretty sure I had to do
the community
service, had to go to court, the whole thing.
Yep.
And it cost probably a lot of money at that time.
Yeah. I think we had some cool cops in town for sure, but that was part of the problem is that we knew all the cops. So if you knew them and one of them didn't like you, like one of them really didn't like me. So every time he saw me, he would pull me over for something dumb, like I had a missing headlight and I was literally 30 seconds from my house and he's gave me a ticket for it. And I'm like,
Oh, really?
I'm getting it fixed tomorrow. So that was kind of the good and bad part of knowing all the cops in the town. I mean, you were pretty popular with them too, though. I feel like they liked you.
Yeah, they liked me, but at the same time, I was doing stupid stuff a lot of the times.
Yeah.
I remember I was with Taco once in my truck and it was snowing and I thought I was by the fairgrounds just going down the road, just practicing my drifts back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah.
And he pulls me over. He goes, "What was that?" And I go, "I don't know. It's just fun to try to control the truck and keep it going side to side."
At least you're being completely
Just
honest.
dead
with them.
honest.
Yeah. Absolutely. They
And
like that.
all he could do was just shake his head. He didn't give me a ticket for that, but he's
Yeah.
just like, "Can you please can you not?"
That F40 stretch of road right there is pretty dangerous. I was following Jason in the winter and I was going back and forth practicing it and I got way too cocky and I went out real wide and then I go, okay, let me floor it this time. So then I floored it, came back this way and then just hopped right over the curb into F40 and ended up on the parking lot.
Well, in the Evo, especially, like I would use that car. I was practicing how to learn how to like drive, like drive.
Yep.
Not like learn how to, I'm talking like race.
Mm-hmm.
I would practice drifts in it, you name it. Like I would get to where Dunkin' Donuts was.
Yeah.
And I'd always practice.
Mm-hmm. Still have that video. Yep.
And
I mean, that thing handled like an
Unbelievable.
absolute beast. So
Unbelievable. Because you could just four-wheel, you could get into a controlled four-wheel drift and you'd have all the control in the world.
Yeah.
You could put it wherever you want it. But I was learning.
Yeah.
And I would just learn on the road. Like that video, I would love to see that video again because that's hilarious. All of the other cars just had to just sit there and wait for me to finish.
Yeah, it was a green light. Yeah, they were all waiting for you.
If you guys enjoyed this podcast clip and you want to listen to full episodes, go download them. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and I think that's it. Go download them there. Give them a listen. If you want to watch full episodes, which I tell you what, it's even better to do that. Go to club.themotoacademy.com. Because Moto Academy subscribers inside of the app have exclusive access to watch the entire episodes. And not only that, the subscribers actually can send in their questions to be answered in the podcast as well. Club.themotoacademy.com. Go subscribe.